Hi everybody, welcome to the SoapCentral SoapCast for June 3rd, 2012. Hi, this is Allison Waldman, your two-scooper, recapper, and general Sunday soapcaster for SoapCentral.com. Hope you all had a wonderful week. And a lot of action on the soaps. Could you believe what was going on with General Hospital with the baby switching? You had Taya having a baby, and you had Sam having a baby, and all the rain and the cars and all the stuff going on. Of course, my favorite moment in the entire thing was Robin Matson looking like the Gorton's fisherman in the yellow slicker. And Weekend with Bernie, which of course is Anthony Zaccara, who by now, as a dead body, should be stinking up the joint. Thank God we don't have smell-o-vision, right? But pretty amusing. Meanwhile, on that show, I don't think Taya's baby is going to make it. I think Sam's baby is. I can't believe they're going to do another baby switch, but this is the soaps, folks. You know, they may just be switching the babies like it's Young and the Restless. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see. Meanwhile, in other news, on Days of Our Lives, we have Molly Burnett is leaving the show as Melanie. No word yet on whether Melanie will be recast or whether Melanie is just leaving. I would suspect it might be a recast because there's a lot of storyline going on with that character. So, we shall wait and see. Meanwhile, somebody named Blake Barris is coming back as Nick. I don't really remember Nick. Maybe somebody should email me and remind me who Nick was. But meanwhile, what I think is really interesting on Days of Our Lives is the whole Stefano DiMera storyline. I mean, according to Joe Mascolo, he's definitely leaving the show, at least for now. So how long is for now? Because that show needs Stefano DiMera. And while it's great that we have this Who Shot Stefano, and everybody has a great motive to have wanted to shoot him, I'm going to miss him. And Joe made some interesting points in his Soap Opera Digest article, which I was just reading on the Soap Central message board, that, he felt that the writers kind of misunderstood Stefano because Stefano loves family. And he would not, divorce Kate, and he wouldn't, do anything to hurt Lexi, and he wouldn't want to be estranged from EJ. So there are discrepancies in the storytelling, and that's what Joe is really upset about. So maybe, they got a new set of writers working on the show now. Maybe we need to see what they're going to do with the show. And in the meanwhile, it certainly looks like Stefano's dead. I mean, there's going to be a memorial for him, and everybody's got a good reason to kill him, and everybody's taking these gun residue tests to find out, who has the gunpowder on their hands. And everybody seemed to have a gun, or their hands on Abe's gun, which is very, very unusual. How did they all get their hands on Abe's gun? I always thought one of the best storylines would be if it was like Murder on the Orient Express, where everybody took a shot. Everybody held the gun, everybody took a shot, and they would have had like 13 bullet holes in him. But then again, if they had 13 bullet holes, then he really, really, really would be dead, instead of what they're doing now, which is probably just a fake death. So meanwhile, let's check in on the bold and the beautiful. So if you blinked, Sean Kanan's gone. Or at least he tweeted that his time on Bold and Beautiful is gone. So I guess Deacon is going to be around for, maybe till the end of the month, and then he'll be gone. And that'll be the end of it. And presumably we'll be on to Hope and Liam's marriage, assuming that they get married. And he can then keep on drifting back to Steffi and saying thanks for the memories, because they were married all of 2 minutes and they seem to have a lifetime of memories. And that triangle, my friends, I feel is just going to go on and on and on, because for some reason they like to write it that way. On the other hand, as I wrote last week in my Two Scoops column, I kind of get the impression that they're trying to turn Bill Spencer into another Victor Newman, where he can do really, really good things and then really, really crappy things. Now, this past week, Bill was so busy making all these plans about screwing up the Liam Hope wedding that he completely misjudged the interview he had with Danielle, assuming that Danny was flirting with him. Ha 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 ha. And then he didn't even mention Katie's pregnancy. I mean, did he? I mean, for a man who was so adamant the week before that Katie have an abortion, he didn't do anything this week to make that happen. I don't even think he discussed it with Katie again, did he? I don't think so. But I have a bone to pick with Bold and Beautiful, and maybe you guys do too. In the opening credits, they're still showing Jack Wagner, they're still showing Leslie Ann Down, they're still showing Brandon Beamer, I think. These characters are not on the canvas anymore. And yet, we haven't heard anything about Jackie M. They don't even mention Jackie M. The competition, they don't even say a word about it. How can you just stop talking about this company that has stolen all of Eric's designs last year, supposedly ruined, Forrester Creations, and now you don't even mention them anymore? Very, very strange. I mean, to me, that's kind of like, bad storytelling. And Brad Bell is better than that. So Brad, I realize that you keep on wanting to rehash Liam, Steffi, and Hope. But can we take a couple of days now and then to address the missing characters? Okay? I really would like to know what happened to those people. Did they leave town? Whatever. Now, at least on Young and the Restless, we know that Jill has left town to go to Sydney to see Philip. And we know that Jennifer Landon is coming back to play Heather Stevens, which is great. And we know that Daisy is probably going to be accused of some heinous crimes very soon, or be killed off or something, because she's definitely, the actress is leaving the show. So there's a lot of goings on Young and the Restless. On the other hand, I know a lot of you are quite upset about the Sharon and Victor romance. And, maybe based on what happened on Friday, you think it's come to an end. Because after all, the moment Victor found out that Sharon had made love to Billy the night before Billy married Chloe, which Victoria had just found out because Sharon wanted to give her a little zinger at Glowworm. Anyway, when Victor found out, he turned into a real jerk. He basically said to Sharon, you can leave now, which was really not only dismissive, but it was kind of nasty, But then again, that's Victor, right? I mean, wouldn't you love it if, based on that, Sharon were to say to Victor, hey, forget you. I'm moving on. I'll find another guy somewhere else. I don't need to be treated that way. Because after all, why should Victor even care that she slept with Billy, 3 years ago? I mean, it had to be 3 years ago because Billy was one of the possible men who might have been the father of Faith, right? It was Billy, Jack, and Nick. And of course, it turned out that Nick was the father. Oh wait, was that in there too? No, I can't even remember anymore. The point is, she slept with enough guys that she thought it wasn't Adam. She slept with enough guys at the time that she thought Billy might be the father. And it turns out, of course, that Billy wasn't the father, at least not that time. But so anyway, if you think Sharon and Victor are over, sorry, not true. According to sources, Sharon and Victor are definitely going to be together. They're definitely going to have a romance. They're definitely going to do the deed multiple times probably. And so even though you don't like it, Sharon and Victor are going to be a couple. So I guess the only thing we can hope for is that Sharon does not get pregnant. Because if Sharon gets pregnant with Victor's kid, then that would mean her child would be, oh my God, I can't even think about it, because she would have slept with Victor's two sons and then had maybe Victor's own son. It's too incestuous for words. But that's the soaps, folks. That's Young and the Restless. Meanwhile, congratulations to Michael Baldwin. He's got a new job, interim DA, and I imagine one of the first cases he might have to deal with is going to be what happens with Daisy, because I think Daisy might be getting it. Well, it's 10:20. I think I've talked enough. That's it for this week's SoapCast. I hope I haven't ignored any of the soaps that you love too much. If there's something you want me to talk about, please write me at SoapCentral.com. Send it to Dan at SoapCentral, and he'll pass it along to me. And I hope you enjoyed this week's SoapCast. And this is Allison Waldron signing off till next week. Bye-bye.